Hello, welcome, Commissar Marek here. Today I'll be continuing the Stronghold tutorial, and last time we took a look at building placement and economic efficiency, and so I've taken the liberty of expanding upon that in the meantime. Everything should be familiar to you. So you can see we have our keep with a bunch of peasants in front of it. We have our armory and a bunch of Fletcher's workshops, which are continuously grabbing timber, making them into crossbows, which you can then sell. We also have a bunch of apple orchards that are making apples to continue getting enough food for our people, and we are taxing them with mean taxes for all the popularity we are getting from that food. Now, today's focus is going to be on popularity in general and some of the other tips. So I've built up some houses in around here. This is a marketplace. We have a bunch of woodcutters in the outlying areas, and then we also have 2 stone quarries, and they both have 2 oxen to carry the stone, which are necessary. Usually you want to have 1 if the stone is very close, but if it's further away like this, 2 of them will be able to cover the needs of the quarry quite nicely. So that should result in a bunch of stone being placed here all the time. Well, let's go ahead and sell some of these crossbows. We have sizable amount of gold, and we are gonna take a look at popularity in general. So you have several ways to improve popularity in order for you to raise taxes. One of them is food, which I already showed you. You can only do +8 in total. Then you have crowding, which means that if you have more population than houses, which could happen if invaders destroy your hovels, you will suffer penalty for your public order until that's solved. And then we have fear factor, which can be positive or negative. I'm gonna explain it in a bit. And then we have religion and ale coverage, which are services. Ale coverage requires you to grow hops and make ale to then have functioning taverns. I'm gonna actually set up some hops farms so that I can show you how that works. I'm gonna do 4 hops farms, and we will also start setting up sorry for that. I'm gonna start setting up some breweries right around here. You'll need around 8, I think. It's usually a good rule of thumb to go with 2 processing for each farm, especially if it's close like this. While that happens, we might as well take a look at other things. So let's take a look at religion. So you have different religion structures. You have a cathedral, you have a church, or you have a chapel. In Stronghold 1, you actually don't get as much popularity for building the bigger ones, but you still get a bonus. So let's build a cathedral first. It's the most expensive one, but it's gonna mean that we'll get a bonus to our public order, I think. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's in Stronghold Crusader. I got that mixed up. If you play Stronghold Crusader 1, it's just basically the same game, just not in Europe, but in Arabia. You actually get +2 for having a cathedral and +1 for having a church, for total +3 global without any blessings. Now, the church structures will have a priest that goes around and blesses people. And he's gonna continuously do that. He blesses all the peasants that are sitting around the campfire or working, or even the women who spawn from the hovels. They will not bless soldiers though, so don't bother with that. If we want to raise our religion, we'll need to build up some chapels in the outlying areas where we actually have our industry, so that the priests have easy access to all these people working around here, and they can easily bless them. Even the woodcutters will get one. This place will get another one, and then we want one that's gonna be adjacent to our campfire, because there's a lot of peasants and the priests will have trouble blessing them all. So let's give it a moment until it takes in. We can check our religious tab, and that will tell you how many people are blessed in total. It's counted in percentage, and you can see how many priests you have, and if it reaches certain thresholds, like 25% here, you'll get +1 public order. It's not much. It's more powerful in Stronghold Crusader. In Stronghold 1, usually religion is not something you go for all the time, but it can be useful situationally. It's continuously rising, so you'll get it higher. Now, I'm gonna also build up another chapel right here and another one right here to have an easy access to all these. It requires stone and gold to build, so that's why I set up the quarries. change the religion again. Now it added up to +2, so we could in theory raise taxes, I think. No, it's +12, -12. We would need more popularity than that. So let's just let them do that thing. Now, do we have any ale? Yes, we start to see some ale being made, so we can show you. I can show you the other means by which you can expand the popularity. So we'll build some inns. They are quite expensive in terms of wood, but yeah, not much we can do. Also, in Stronghold Crusader, the inns are way more powerful than Stronghold 1. You will need quite a few because it reflects how many people you have in your castle, and that's how many you will need to actually build for them to have a sufficient coverage of everything. So let's expand our hovels a little bit. I'm also going to build another chapel right here, and then we will add another hops farm as well as a couple of breweries. You can see the wood income is really high. That's good to be able to constantly build up stuff. Currently I'm not even building to full extent. You would want to maximize your resources all the time, but we are not doing that. You can also use the market to get some gold in a pinch. But on some missions you won't have access to trading all the things. So we need to take a look at the market, what you can actually produce and sell on certain missions. Now, we've reached 96% blessed people. That's almost 100 and we are getting +3. If we get one more popularity, we'd be able to tax them higher. What's the ale coverage? Ale coverage is +4 currently. So we can increase the taxes even more, which will increase the yield. Another thing that can be done for popularity is if you take a look at bad things and good things. So bad things, you can build it up. Let's have gibbets and gallows. So if you build that, you can build it basically anywhere. People don't need to have access to that. But what's that gonna cause is we'll have fear factor, and the fear factor is reducing our popularity. However, it increases the efficiency of our people, so they will drop off more resources, and that's good. But the downside to it, it's not only the popularity effect, but keep in mind that this would actually cause you to have your soldiers be weaker in terms of hit points. So you really don't want that, usually. Because you can just get the resources by having more things in general, rather than having to deal with all these malices. That would be terrible. So you could also build good things, which would in turn raise your popularity with people, and it would make your soldiers stronger. They would have more health. Problem with that is it also reduces efficiency, and that's really bad because people will flock to here and start to mill about in here, which is terrible. You don't want that because they are slacking off work horribly. That would reduce the amount of stuff you produce severely, so all your food industries, everything would struggle now. So let's just remove that. No nice things. And instead, how you want to raise your taxes? As you can see, the religion and the ale isn't exactly great compared to the food. So if you have enough fertile land, what you could do is just expand upon it, make even more food, and then once you have that, continue building up industries, even stone, whatever you can, just to get people out there until you have hundreds. And then the reason for it is your income will actually scale with the amount of people. So you don't necessarily need higher taxes, you just need more people to be able to squeeze out more money. And you are not paying any upkeep or anything like that, so it's just about the economy of scale. So even if we don't have these inns, even if we don't have the religion, which turned out to be quite useless, you actually can have insane amount of money by just taxing mean taxes and going with many more people around. And you can use the people to be able to get you things that you can sell to result even in more money and or weapons for your soldiers. So this is the way to do it. I'm gonna think a moment because I was sure I had another tip for you. I just don't remember what I wanted to say. I think that's gonna cover it for the popularity tutorial. I think next time we'll take a look at building castle structures, soldiers and things like that. But this should suffice for now. So anyways, thanks for watching and see you around. Cheers.